No, they should be. Skip, since Tom Brady has been a starter, there have been only 4 times that we could go back and find that they were underdogs at home. 2005, the Peyton Manning Colts. 2013, the Peyton Manning Broncos. 2014, the Peyton Manning Broncos. And 2014, the Cincinnati.
That was good research.
That was coming
Way to go, Steve.
No,
that was good. Did you look that up yourself?
You see anything on there?
Oh, you know what?
That's recall.
Wait a second.
That's recall.
No.
That looks like Steve's writing.
That's recall, Skip.
I don't get my notes all typed up for me. Look, Jenny, I have to handwrite all this junk.
It's hard work.
Can you read
But
this?
I actually have no idea what is on that paper.
In 2014, but that was coming off the Monday Night Massacre in Kansas City. You remember when Bill Belichick says, we're on to Cincinnati.
Yep.
Cincinnati was favored.
Were they really? That's a good note.
That was 2014. So the likelihood...
Cincinnati was favored in that game? Well, I want some of that.
Because remember, they said Tom Brady was over. The Patriots died. Rome was burning. And Tom Brady, the season, it was over, Skip Bayless. But guess what? If you play New England, no matter how great you are, there's a great chance that you're going to be a dog. And they should be. Kansas City should be the underdog. I mean, should be getting 3 points.
Okay.
Because Tom Brady rarely, if ever, loses at home. What concerns me, Skip, is that Vegas is looking at Kansas City defense isn't very good.
I'd say.
And the throws that Blake Bortles missed early, I don't believe Tom Brady will miss those throws. Now, it's not like the Patriots have a defense to write home about either. So I believe Pat Mahomes will make his plays. But in New England, man, you got to be perfect. Think about last week. Four of those and personal fouls. Kareem Hunt got one.
He did.
D Ford got 2, got tossed from the game. Chris Jones thought he was in the WWE.
He did.
He gave the people's elbow to a guy who cut him on the field goal. So now he's gone. You cannot allow Tom Brady on 4th down. You get him out the field and you do something dumb to bring him back on the field, and now he gets 3 more cracks at you to get the ball in the end zone.
Okay.
You can't do that. So with that, no, I'm not surprised. I don't trust the Chiefs' defense. And look, they're gonna score points. 35. They're at 2nd in the league behind Drew Brees' Saints. They're gonna get their points. But the Patriots, they got Edelman back. You saw they hung 38 on the Colts. They should have had 50. They don't turn it over because I don't believe the Colts was gonna stop them. And Kansas City's defense, that secondary, Skip, running people run through them like Graham Rudman went through tax dollars in the 80s. You remember Graham Rudman? Phil Graham, Warren Rudman, they were senators, and they were just spending that surplus of money.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My bad. But anyway, everybody out there, they know who I'm talking about.
Do they?
Yeah.
Our audience, they're into politics.
Yeah, they were running through that surplus of money we had, Jenny.
Really? Back in the 80s?
You little bitty baby. Yeah.
Well, you're older
I
than I am. I don't know.
I mean, knee high to a grad. I know, Jenny, but that's okay. You surprised?
By this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, because I thought New England would be a 5-point favorite. That's how much respect I have for them. I thought it would be higher.
Okay.
Because of the Kansas City defense. And I know it rose and shone against Blake Bortles. And I thought Jacksonville would be good enough to score some points, enough points to win that game in Kansas City. And you were correct about that game because you've never liked Blake Bortles. But he lit up Belichick's defense, didn't he?
And you bought it.
373 yards. Whew.
They put makeup on a pig and you all of a sudden thought it was something really special.
And the truth is, Blake Bortles' offense was really good at Kansas City last Sunday. Unfortunately, it was way too little too late because they rang up 502 total yards, but it didn't matter because Blake had already thrown 4 interceptions, and one of them got pick 6. And the offense had lost a fumble, so they turned it over 5 times, and Kansas City has to feel a little better about itself because it had 5 takeaways.
Yes.
And that's not the MO of that defense.
Right.
The defense won the game for Kansas City, and I can't believe I'm saying that because I thought that was impossible. But Kansas City's defense is still dead last in the National Football League in yards allowed, thanks to the 502 that Jacksonville had. So dead last? Wow. And at least New England's started to come back to life. They're now 16th in yards allowed. But again, Trey Flowers and Patrick Chung, I know they're not household names. I think they made the difference last week when they came back from injury.
Yes.
because Trey Flowers is their best pass rusher and Patrick Chung is the quarterback of that second. I know Devin McCourty's the captain, but Patrick Chung is always, to me, in the right place at the right time. So all of a sudden they look like a credible defense against Andrew Luck. They've had 10 days to prep, so that won't hurt. And yet Andy Reid has had a lot of success against Bill Belichick. But the first success was the game in question. It was game 4 of 2014. And they got blindsided because they got off to a bad start, did New England that year. Remember, they lost at Miami in the opener, and they just barely beaten Oakland 16-9. And they go into Kansas City for Monday night, and they get annihilated. It was 41-14, and you're right. All the commentators after the game said, poor Tom Brady. Belichick didn't surround him with enough help. And so this is the end of Tom Brady and the end of the dynasty. And Belichick says we're on to Cincinnati. And by the way, I'm not being 20/20 hindsight on this because I wrote about it for ESPN.com. I said baloney. They will crush Cincinnati, and they did.
Rob picked Cincinnati to win, though.
Did he?
No,
he usually does.
He probably did.
He probably did. Well, he would pick anybody to beat New England. But the point is, they rose from those ashes and went on and beat Seattle in the Super Bowl. But then they come back after the Atlanta victory to open last year. And what happened? It's a Thursday night extravaganza, and you can argue sort of Super Bowl hangover, or they're still celebrating.
They dropped a bunch of banners. They dropped the Super Bowl banner. They dropped 28-3 banner.
And Andy Reid dropped 42 on their heads, 42-27. And those were both Alex Smith games against Bill Belichick, which, again, brings into question the credibility of the Bill Belichick defenses, especially in the last 6 or 8 years. Well, seriously.
Ain't no 6 or 8 years, 6 or 8 games. There's a few games here
I just gave you 2 disasters right there.
Okay, but Skip, the man's been there 20 years.
Was the Super Bowl a disaster?
Oh, my goodness.
Was that Jacksonville a disaster? Was that Detroit a disaster?
Skip.
Okay. Did they get back to barely credible Thursday night pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Andrew Luck was throwing some.
Well, he's Andrew Luck, but he threw for like 464 against Houston. And my guys couldn't even get a first down against Houston. So I don't know. But the point is.
Hold on. Are you comparing Andrew Luck and Dak?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
I'm on to Cincinnati because I'm talking about these games. They were blindsided in both these games. They weren't ready for the onslaught. I don't think they were ready for Kareem Hunt, the rookie.
No. That was his coming out party.
It was his coming out. And I don't think they were ready for Tyreek Hill, who wasn't a rookie, but I didn't think they thought that was going to happen. Yeah. So now they see Kansas City coming. Now they see what Patrick Mahomes is doing to everybody. It's no secret. And I do think Belichick, with all of his vast knowledge and experience, can make it a little harder on that kid than others have made it, than even Jacksonville made it.
You're going to have to throw in the tight windows, and you can't turn it over because you play double. Normally you play double for turnovers in the playoffs, but you pay double for turnovers in New England.
Yeah.
Because Tom Brady's going to get the ball in the end zone. You see, last week, Blake Bortles had the ball on several occasions, Skip, in the red zone. And he didn't capitalize. He threw a pick in the end zone.
I agree.
They picked him late in the ball game towards the end zone. Tom Brady, that's going to be touchdowns.
So I don't know if this is going to be the classic night where Belichick says to Brady, we are going to run the football and we're going to keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. I don't know if it's going to be the classic.
I want a shootout.
Well, do you? Because I don't know if they can win a shootout.
Oh, they can win it.
Can they? 52-45?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's
what you want to watch, but I'm not sure that's what Belichick wants to watch.
With the two defenses, I don't know how you keep a shootout from occurring.
Yeah.
Because I don't really think either of the defenses are great. Well, I don't think either of the defenses are really good.
Yeah.
Especially dealing with these two offenses and these two quarterbacks.
I totally agree. You also didn't mention the next Randy Moss, Josh Gordon, who's now emerged as Tom Brady, maybe his next favorite target to Edelman.
Gronk is still.
Gronk, I don't know about Gronk. But the point is, did Sony Michel not start rising and shining?
Who told you this was going to happen? You were like, Sony Michel. Give him a little time.
Okay.
He just got to find how to run the NFL. It's a little different.
Well, I could see Belichick saying, you know what, we're not even going to risk this. We're just going to pound the rock. We're going to run it, or maybe a lot of little flip passes to James White. We're going to try to control the football with long drives and keep Patrick Mahomes in the hangar.
Well, a lot of it will depend on how healthy is Justin Houston.
Yep.
You know, he missed most of the game with that hamstring injury. How soon and how effective can he be? They got some good push inside. D Ford can come up, but just what I don't get, Skip, how you get a team on 4th and 17, and then you stand over the guy and screaming to taunt the guy.
I don't know.
Why would you? And Andy's looking at him like, dude, come here, let me punch you. He almost pulled a Jimbo Fish on him. You remember Jimbo Garber guy? Andy Reid like did D4.
Yeah, but Andy Reid's always been a player's coach, and he's not the strongest disciplinarian. And I don't think his teams play the most disciplined football.
No. So, with that being said, is that what you want going into New England, an undisciplined team?
Yeah, I do, because I want New England to win by a couple touchdowns. So
why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because Tom Brady's the best quarterback in football. As you keep having to swallow every Monday.
So that would validate it for you if he wins by 2 touchdowns.
Well, if he beats Patrick Mahomes, then that put that kid in his place.
So what?
It's like one young gun after another. Next.
So what about Pat Mahomes beat him by 2 touchdowns? That means Pat Mahomes.
Is that what you're predicting?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What about the magic carpet ride? That has
He's
been so
on
fun.
it. You love that.
I
love
do
it
like
too,
it.
because he is on it. Because sometimes it goes, but magic carpet rides are finite. They have.
So you said he's gonna be a bust?
You
said he's gonna be a bust?
I'm
That's
saying
how you do me?
Kansas City will be a bust. I'm saying Kansas City will fall back to earth with a thud from that magic carpet because it's way up there right now.
I don't even think he played that way.
And all of a sudden you realize, wait a second, we're just riding a carpet way up here in the air and it doesn't even have an engine on it. And all of a sudden they say, wait a minute. Oh, we're playing at Foxborough? Ooh, it's a long ways down.
He's an astronaut. He in a space shuttle.
Is he? Okay. Well, you better hope so.
We will have to see how far that carpet goes. I do like that. I think that came from you. We're switching it up because you know who's busy on social media? This guy. But you know who's busier? Des Bryant. He's back on Twitter, and he is not happy with Shannon for a change.
Here we go.
We'll tell you next.
Skip got me in his shenanigans.
And I won't back down.
You could let a wall like that intimidate you, or discover the